Yes, well, he always was one for exaggerating things. Edward, the real reason I wanted to talk to you is because, well, I wanted to ask you about this Miss Daw person. He talks of her incessantly, but I've never heard of her up until now, and I've known Fleming since he was a young boy.
Miss Daw is no one, really.
Huh. Well, she does take his mind off his leg. Anyways, Edward, you're a great help to him, and to me too. A good friend.
Thanks, Doc.
Well, I really must be going now. It was great talking with you.
See ya.
Hey, John. I've been invited to go over to the Daw's house tonight for a small party on their deck. I'll write you in the morning and let you know all about it. Gotta run. Well, the party was actually pretty boring, but afterward I sat down with the Colonel, Marjorie's dad, and talked with them. Mostly about you.
Anyways, tell my father again how that friend of yours broke his leg.
Oh, Fleming, yeah. You know, he was on the way to the store and somehow slipped on a lemon peel. I don't know how you can break your leg slipping on a lemon peel, but he managed to do so.
What a talented fella.
Hey, I tell you about Dr. Dillon?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's actually staying with Dr. Dillon, and the best place he could be. He gets along so well with Dr. Dillon and Watkins. Oh, his sister came to take care of him, and he sent her off, saying, you don't need to worry about me.
No, come on, you cannot send someone else. I got a crutch on and everything is fine. I'm 24 years old.
Come on.
It's time to go. I don't need your help anymore.
Fleming!
Come on.
If you were there, you wouldn't have even recognized yourself. I really think I made her like you. I would have made a great lawyer for the defense. But anyway, are you getting any better?
I am getting better. Your letters are really helping, I think. They also seem to be making me a better person. I haven't thrown anything at Watkins since Sunday, partly because of your letters and partly because he stole all my ammunition the other night. You always have all the luck, Edward. I have never once been neighbors with a beautiful woman. You, on the other hand, waltz in to live with your father, which I admire you greatly for, and you have an awesome chick living right next door. It's not fair. Marjorie is more and more interesting every time you write. I think I'd like it if I could meet her. It sounds weird, but since the first time you wrote about her, I feel like I've known her my whole life. Maybe we knew each other in another life. You'd laugh at me if you knew how much I thought of her. Do you know if she has a boyfriend?
We are taking a little trip into town this morning. The Daws have invited me to go to the movies. Marjorie is always pressing me for more information about you. But I had planned on not saying a word for as long as I could. But I was trapped.
Hey.
So, what bone did your friend break again?
I did my best, John, but she just stared at me until I had to say something.
The smaller bone on the back of the left, or his right leg, the fibula.
You sure have a lot to say about your best friend.
Yeah, he's a great guy. What more can I say? You know, he's smart, funny, creative. He's just fun to be around.
Does he have a job?
Yeah.
Where does he work? Does he have a pet?
What's its name?
She babbled on about these sorts of things for a while. She has no end of questions regarding you. So you asked earlier how I could fall in love with her? Well, how could I fall in love with a girl whose only interest is in a man she's never met? She has little interest in anything I have to say about myself. I finally gave in and we talked about you the whole trip to the movies. I'm running out of stuff to tell her.
So, I was talking to my dad the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He said I seem preoccupied lately, like I had something on my mind.
Well, what does he mean by that?
I don't know. I think he's just curious who I've been talking to lately.
Well, have you been talking to anyone lately?
No, not really. Just you.
So this is your uncle's
Yeah.
reunion. That's cool.
Yeah. So, what's Fleming up to?
I think it's about time I pay you a visit. Marjorie seems like a very nice person. Someone I could see myself with.
John, you won't believe what happened tonight. But now would definitely not be a good time for you to come up here. Things have taken a turn for the worst. She did have a guy interested in her, and when her father confronted her about it, she said she didn't like him, but someone else. She implied you. The colonel didn't like that much, and now he's mad at me for some reason. I don't think I'm at fault, though. I never did anything secretive, I just talked about you. But stay where you are for now. Your coming up here could ruin everything. Don't come, John. I just went over to their house to see what I could do, and the colonel has locked Marjorie in her room and won't let her out. I tried to reason with him, but he's made up his mind. Please don't come. It won't help your case in any way.
Hi, is Edward here?
Oh, no, he isn't. He went up to Boston this morning.
Okay.
I don't know when he'll be back.
Okay. Could you please tell him that John Fleming stopped by to see him?
Sure.
Thank you.
I am horrified at what has happened. When I started writing these letters, it was in an attempt to keep your mind off of your leg. I never imagined it would go this far. Dr. Dillon told me to cheer you up. I had no idea you'd get so into it. What can I say? I am petrified at what I have done. I set out to make a little love story to interest you, and I think I've done it all too well. My dad doesn't know anything about this, so please keep him out of it. I've run away to Boston because I could not face you. Because, John, there is no house. There is no garden. And there is no Marjorie Daw.